Welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we've got something really quite fascinating. We're sort of uncovering a secret hidden right there in the world of high-end watches.
Oh, yeah. What have we got?
We're diving into two new, basically unannounced Audemars Piguet Royal Oak models, 41
It's
millimeter.
unannounced from AP. That's
Yeah,
unusual.
exactly. You just don't often see a major brand like Audemars Piguet drop significant new watches without, any fanfare at all, not a peep.
Okay, intriguing.
So our mission today is, well, first, to get into the details of these two smoked blue, white, gold watches. They are beauties. And maybe more importantly, try to understand why this quiet arrival is so interesting, even if the watches themselves aren't, let's say, totally revolutionary.
Right, the strategy behind it.
Yeah, it feels like it tells us something about where high luxury might be heading. So let's start with that central mystery. Why would AP, a brand that usually commands so much attention, just release these silently?
Well, it's really fascinating, isn't it? This whole silent release thing. I think it plays directly into that growing quiet luxury idea.
Ah, okay. So less noise, more substance.
Sort of. For the real collectors, the thrill isn't just getting the press release. It's the hunt, the feeling you've found something special, almost like a hidden gem.
Right, like you're in on a secret.
Exactly. It kind of elevates the experience beyond just hype, creates a deeper connection for maybe a more select group.
That makes sense for exclusivity. But isn't there a risk? Like, could it tick off collectors who expect the heads up, or maybe even look like AP isn't confident in them?
That's definitely the counter argument. It's a fine line, but for a brand like AP with such a strong following,
Yeah.
they seem to be betting that this approach actually enhances the desirability. It encourages discovery, relies on word of mouth within that dedicated community. You find it, you feel part of an inner circle.
Interesting. Okay, so putting the launch strategy aside for a moment, what about the watches? You said white gold.
Yeah, both are 41 millimeter Royal Oak Selfwinding models. And yes, stunning white gold for the case, that iconic octagonal bezel, and the integrated bracelet. Real heft, real presence.
And the highlight seems to be this new dial, smoked dark blue.
That's the main novelty here. It uses the Grande Tapisserie pattern, the larger waffle texture, not the finer petite tapisserie you see on the
Love
jumbo.
that.
And it has this subtle, smoky gradient. It gets darker towards the edge. Gives it real depth, I think.
Sounds quite sophisticated. And you've got the usual white gold markers and hands, lume. Oh, and a silver gray inner bezel.
Right, it all works together. And it feels like this kind of understated artistry focusing on refinement, not flash.
Well, it lines up perfectly with that quiet release, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really does. Subtle watch, subtle launch.
Precisely. It's not about reinventing the wheel, it's evolution refinement. AP showing their mastery of finish and detail. Enhancing a classic for those who appreciate nuance, not necessarily novelty for novelty's sake.
Okay, let's break down the two refs. First, the classic time and date.
Yeah.
Reference 15510 BC.
The core Royal Oak experience. Right, this one's pretty sleek, 10.5 millimeter thick, standard 50 meters water resistance. And inside, it's running the caliber 4302 automatic movement. Gives you about 70 hours of power reserve.
Very solid specs. A modern classic.
Definitely. But if you want something a bit more complex,
There's the chronograph.
you have the reference 26240 BC. A bit thicker, naturally, at 12.4 millimeter because of the chrono module. Still wears well, though.
And it has those screwed pushers, right?
It does. Gives it that robust feel. Maybe a bit more secure, too. And the movement is AP's own integrated flyback chronograph, the caliber 4401.
Ah, the flyback. So you can reset and restart the timer instantly with one push. Very useful.
Yeah, exactly. Great for timing quick, consecutive things. And same specs, otherwise 70-hour power reserve, 50 meters water resistance.
So the choice between them really says something, doesn't it? Are you going for that pure, elegant time and date simplicity with the 15510 BC? Or do you want the added functionality, the slightly bolder presence of the chronograph, the 26240 BC? It shows how even in a quiet release, they're catering to different tastes within that high-end collector space.
And availability, price. I know people will be wondering.
Right, so apparently these started out as Japan special editions. Bit of an inside track there initially.
Okay.
But now they seem to be available more globally, though likely still quite hard to get. Pricing. Well, it's AP white gold. The time and date 14x10 BC is listed at EUR 68,400.
Okay. And the chrono.
The chronograph 26240 BC comes in at EUR 81,200.
So definitely serious pieces.
Yeah,
Which brings us back to the big picture. What does this all mean for you listening in?
Well, like you said, these aren't game changers in terms of technology.
No, not really.
But they represent something else, a different flavor of luxury, one that's found more in quiet confidence, refined details, and maybe that personal joy of finding something special yourself.
Yeah, the thrill of discovery we talked about.
Exactly. So maybe the final thought to leave you with is this. What does it signify when a giant luxury brand deliberately chooses not to shout?
Does it make the watches even more desirable?
Perhaps. Or is it a signal of a bigger shift? Maybe moving away from big public splashes towards cultivating that direct, exclusive relationship with collectors. In this age where everyone is yelling for attention, maybe silence is the real statement piece now. Makes you think.